Life is hard.
Life is
Is my
hard,
point.
but you know what? This is the Huber Rebels podcast. My name is Jordan,
And my name is Ethan.
and we're just struggling along, I guess, you know? Like
Yep.
we're just figuring it out day by day. And also at the same time
Also,
trying to reboot our channel apparently.
there we go. Also, I don't know why I do this because I don't think it's necessary.
What, lean in?
Leaning in, like
You
it makes a difference. It's like,
always do that, and so does Taylor. Because when we're sitting here playing games and the mic is
yeah,
in between us, anytime she has like something specific to say, she'll get right up on it. I'm like,
yeah.
hey, babe, don't do that. It's way too loud. And I told her, I'm like, Ethan
It,
used to do that
it's
all the time, and I had to like break that out of him.
it's not even so that I'm heard. It's for effect.
I get it. I understand that.
It's like da 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 da. Like it's not even because I think I can't be heard.
And
So yeah,
which is
it's
insane for
interesting.
you to think that. That's an absurd thought for you to have.
Why? Because I'm loud.
Yeah.
You trying to say something?
you're you're loud, and you
How do I how do I turn my camera off?
you could just, do you have the flappy thing? You could just put it down. Oh,
Oh my god.
that's
That's
it's not
weird.
terrible. I thought it was gonna be a lot more depressing and just dark, but it's still the happy image. That's
It's
hilarious.
just my back. That's all. Oh my god, all I have to do is put my hand and it just I don't even understand. It just green screened me away.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, there you go.
there you go. Well,
What's new with you?
uh, the Oscars happened, and I lost. I lost. We didn't have a bet, but you were correct.
You
And
mean the herpes?
well, the herpes also happened. The herpes happened first, and during the herpes, I said Poor Things was gonna win. You knew that Oppenheimer was gonna win. Did you watch the Oscars?
Yes, every second. It was great. Probably the best one I've ever seen.
I loved it. You're serious, right?
Yeah, thor yeah, thoroughly enjoyed
I
it.
thought it was
I watched the entire
fantastic.
thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't fully like put my finger on it really, but like yeah, every bit, every joke, just went it smooth. What the hell am I saying? It ran very very well. I thought Jimmy Kimmel was great. Um, I was gonna say though, there was a point where Poor Things kept winning awards, and I'm like, maybe, but no. Um, I understand. Oh,
But
also,
no.
since last time I saw Oppenheimer.
Hey, I was gonna say I could put all my fingers on it. Kimmel was definitely amazing. He's just the right tone of like comedy, but not too controversial.
Yes.
Like he just toes that line really well.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I saw an article about how he was shocked that he had an opportunity to talk about the unions because he figured by the time the Oscars rolled around, every other show would have beaten it to death. Nobody had mentioned it, so he was able to kind of like provide a platform for
Yeah.
that, which I thought that was a really cool moment.
When they brought all the people out from backstage,
And just talking
and
about it,
just
just
talking about it
calling
in
it out,
general. Yeah. No, that
how
was
it's a
cool.
union town and whatnot. Like that was a cool moment. I mean, we can kind of ping pong back and forth of like favorite moments, but ooh, okay. I'm trying to think like which one do I want to steal. I'll do the easy one. John Cena, naked.
Yep.
That was could have been stupid, and I think they did it really well.
I oh, okay, you didn't see Saltburn, right? No, you didn't. I thought this was a perfect
I
opportunity
haven't
for
heard of
anyone
it.
out there who has seen Saltburn. This was a perfect opportunity for them to do a joke with Barry Keoghan being naked during that movie. But
Ah,
I loved John Cena. That dude doesn't look real. his his lines and
yes,
definition and stuff was, that is, yeah, that was insane. That was a very funny moment. Oh, I love John Cena.
yeah.
Taylor hated him at
General, just
first, especially as like an actor, and then we've seen him and stuff, and we're like, he's kind of perfect at everything that he does. He plays that role very well.
Exactly. He he stays in his lane and he does it well.
He's obviously funny, and I think that comes a little bit from WWE being like the kind of cool, hip, like making jokes, kind of like The Rock used to do, like come out and just kind of roast people. Um, and
Yeah.
obviously he's good at action. Yeah, he's a fantastic movie star. Let's see. What will I highlight? I think. Oh, I have to I have to point out the Arnold Schwarzenegger Danny DeVito moment. Uh, especially them calling out Michael Keaton
Amazing.
and Arnold just over and over again. He's like, "You son of a bitch." That was so
Yes.
hilarious.
That was great.
I loved that moment.
Michael Keaton killed it.
Yes, I was at first. I was like, "Damn, he's not getting this joke." But I'm like, "Oh, he's being Batman, just staring them down." That was awesome. We haven't gotten to those movies yet, though. We don't know the two movies that they were in yet. We got to get there.
So I was literally talking to my grandma. I was like, "We're doing Arnold," and I was like, "So if you want to watch any with us," and she's like, "Well, what do you have next?" And I was like, "Well, I think next is technically Running Man and Red Heat. I think that's technically the next two,
Yeah.
but like very soon is Twins and Batman and Robin. Like
Yes.
very soon." So I was like, "Cool, we got this moment, and we're gonna watch those soon." So definitely check out our other shows.
Movie madness. We're going through all of Arnold's movies. Yeah, I can't wait to start that up again. It really has made me love Arnold. Just anytime I see him, I feel like I know him almost. It makes me happy to see him. What else? What was your
And
next
I
favorite
know we
moment?
should probably finish. I know we should probably finish Arnold first, real quick. I was just gonna say, but my grandma was like, "Oh, you should watch a bunch of old movies." I don't really know how to make that thematically go together, but like black and white, back in the 50s, see what life was like back then. So I was like, I don't know, maybe we could do like a retro movie madness in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you mean not doing an actor, doing an era or something? I was gonna say we
Yeah.
could pick like Jimmy Stewart or something, like someone who was almost entirely in black and white and kind of ventured into color towards the end. But yeah, I
Yeah,
would
I
like
didn't
to.
really know like exactly what to do with it, but I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Um, so I no, but you asked another favorite moment, and this is the one I thought you were gonna call out, and I'm really happy I get to call it out. But John Mulaney summarizing Angels in the Outfield
Field of Dreams.
was what Field of Dreams was one of the funniest things I've seen.
Yep.
That I was just like, and it's probably funnier because I haven't seen the movie, so I was like, what is he saying? Definitely need to see it now.
That is one of my dad. That is one of my dad's like top three favorite movies. So I sent him that clip, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, this is hilarious." And he did it so effortlessly. I think because comedians,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess actors do recite their lines, but like, you know, and a comedian will stand up there on stage and recite their whole thing, and he had it point for point so perfectly. He was hilarious. I would like to see him host something. I think he could be good at it.
I saw
Maybe.
he did a monologue at the Governor Awards.
Okay.
I didn't watch it, but I do like John Mulaney. I want to see some more of his stuff.
I don't know if you watched his most recent special where he just talks about how he got put into an intervention for his coke addiction. But
I might have. Yeah, I need to go back and watch it again.
it was okay. It wasn't his best. Um, but he is a very funny guy. Obviously got to call out Mr. Ryan Gosling. He is a living legend, and
Dope moment.
I I don't know why I was focusing on how not good of a singer he was, and then I completely forgot that and just got completely overwashed by how amazing of a moment that whole thing was. And then Slash at the end was such a weird random
Yeah.
twist. I love how Margot Robbie couldn't
Someone-
keep it together like for anything throughout the entire night. She was just having such a good time.
Yeah. Uh, You know, it's interesting you said that because like I did have that thought, but then I was like, this is like a live performance. He's also I don't know what else he's doing because I do think he's a good singer.
I mean, he is. La La Land is one of my favorite movies, but also who knows how much like work was done on the audio for that. But
Yeah.
I'm not hating at all. Like that's got to be. He looked very calm, but that's probably nerve wracking to stand up in front of all those people and sing and perform and all that stuff, and also hit all the notes that he needs to. But
It, yeah, I almost got like he was like indifferent
yes,
vibe,
yeah,
yet he crushed it. So I'm like, he must have been into it. It was kind of like, "Ugh, I'm gonna sing this song even though I'm not nominated.
well, he was.
Was he nominated?
Yeah, he was
Okay,
nominated for Best
that's right.
Supporting Actor. Margot was not. I think him being
I meant
nominated was ridiculous, also. But
so I rescind that. I think it was more of a I didn't win,
yes,
so I but I still have to perform.
yes, I uh, I would love to see the role that gets him an Oscar because I think he has the chops. But right now he's kind of pigeonholed as goofy action guy, and he's doing it
Yeah.
perfectly. He's in the Paul Rudd lane right now. Like he's great. Everyone loves him, but he's not blowing anyone's socks off with their acting abilities necessarily. Like no one's gonna say, "Oh man, that was the monologue of the year" or anything, you know. But you
Did,
want him in
did
pretty
Paul Rudd
much
win an Oscar?
no. Neither
Oh,
did
okay.
he. Neither did Ryan Gosling. That's what I'm saying. Like they're
No,
both in the same
I
kind
thought you
of.
were saying he's on that trajectory.
Oh no, no, no. I just mean I
They're
see them.
currently at the same point.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um. What else? What else? What else? Robert Downey Jr. won his first
I
Oscar.
want to well, but even before that, I hope they keep the format of presenting with the five people coming out.
I
That
loved
is just
that.
brilliant.
That was so
Brilliant.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one
Oh,
for the best supporting actress, that one really like touched me. I before I saw all four of them, the first one really like hit with me. I'm like, "Oh, this is super emotionally like charged. I like this" because it felt like each of them had an actual connection. The more it went on, I'm like it felt a little forced, but yeah, I love that format. That was really smart. Did you see Robert Downey Jr. completely just snub the dude from Everything Everywhere All at Once? He handed him the Oscar. He didn't even look at him, touch him, nothing. He grabbed it out of his hand and then just went on to go high five every other person. It was so he seems insufferable, honestly. Whoa, what was that?
apparently
You
confetti. I've made confetti fall.
you did some kind of gesture that made it rain. That was crazy. Do it
That was
again. What
cool.
did you do?
Um,
Peace? Is that what it
did
was?
peace, and then I did like this and like that. I don't know.
That was
It was
amazing.
just it was that was RDJ's energy when he won.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's fun to like be like, oh, who's won an Oscar and who's this their first. Super happy for him. Well deserved.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean he was fantastic in this. I do you think he was deserving of winning an Oscar as Iron Man at any point?
As Iron Man?
Yeah. Like
No.
take out of it who he might
If
have been up
anything,
against.
in game.
Yes. I thought it's always so tough like who gets nominated for what. I think him in Endgame is miles better than Ryan Gosling and Barbie. But did you see Barbie? You did, right?
Yeah. Well, interestingly, and this doesn't make any sense, I'd almost give him an Oscar for his entire portrayal of Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
But those movies are so jam-packed full of people, I can't call out any one performance. Maybe Endgame. But even still, that movie is just packed
I know.
with so much. Like, so it's kind of like with Leo never winning for all these roles that like he could have won for, and it's like this covers all of them,
Yes. And
which is interesting.
in addition, I mean, his great performance in Oppenheimer is what gave them the opportunity. But yeah, that's what this is. It's like, hey, you've crushed it the last 15 years. So cap it off with Oppenheimer. He might still do more great things, but yeah, that's awesome. Can we talk about, I feel like you have a realization of something, but I just want to say something real quick. How absurd it is that Endgame was not nominated for Best Picture. If Barbie was,
Haters.
I don't know why I keep comparing things to Barbie. I'm hating, but
It's narrative. No, it's narrative.
I know, but like cultural phenomenon,
Yeah,
like
it's dumb. Yeah.
let alone the
Star
fact
Wars
that it
doesn't
was
get nominated.
fantastic. Well, yeah, none of them have been, huh? Like not even the first one, which I feel like it should
Not
have
even
been.
Empire.
Maybe if at the time they had 10 Best Picture nominees, maybe I just that's insane to me.
It changed filmmaking, but they don't care.
Exactly.
It's fine. No, yeah, the realization of 15, 16 years since Iron Man.
Yeah. Was it 2008? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's half my life.
That's yep. Yep. Me too.
That's wild.
Oh my god.
It's been quite a journey.
Do you have anything else to say about the Oscars?
I think that pretty much covered it.
We can bounce back to it.
I did. No, I had one last anecdote.
Yeah.
Because while we were watching, I was like telling my grandma, I was like, you realize now that is where we saw the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
Like the theater that all these people are in right now is where we saw the Nutcracker. She's like, no. I was like, no, yes, that's the point. The set design was incredible.
Yeah.
She kept calling that out too. I really liked the set design they did. But she said the funniest thing, she was like, they didn't all go in through a mall. Because you enter the Dolby Theater like basically through Ovation Hollywood, through a mall. And I thought about that. I was like,
that's a good point.
That's weird, but like, yeah, all of these people went in through the mall.
All
like,
of these actors parking in that structure, going down all those escalators, and then they come out right there. That would be hilarious.
Well, so what I'm assuming is, I think they take over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or at least like a chunk of it. So they're getting dropped off. They're probably going up one escalator and going in. It's still like a cool entrance.
Well, where's the red carpet? On the street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's like a side one. We should go check it out one time.
I would love to.
Kind of like think about that. Or even like watch. I didn't watch any of the pre-show stuff. But then they say they literally go out and go upstairs for the governor's ball. I'm pretty sure it's like on the roof of the mall.
The same night?
Yeah, they literally walk out and go upstairs.
I don't even know what the governor's ball is.
With their awards.
Oh.
They just have a party after with all their awards.
Oh.
I saw they did pictures.
Yeah.
Just like a giant bar. It's everybody just getting wasted.
I saw a bunch of pictures from like the Vanity Fair party or whatever it was. There's so many like post-show parties. Looks fun.
It did make me want to go.
I know. I have to go to the Oscars someday. I don't know how. I've had like one sort of opportunity where one of my mom's coworkers' husband always goes. So both of them always go because he's like in music or something like that. And I was like, can you find one spare ticket or something? I would love to be there.
So somebody at my work, I think, got to go.
Yeah.
But what the role they play is a seat filler.
Yeah.
So every time someone gets up, somebody goes and sits so that every seat is always filled.
Yeah.
I'd be, and you can't talk to anybody, like it's hardcore.
I would love to do that.
You can't look at anybody.
I would even be the person who was sitting next to the dog with the fake hands before the show happened because they didn't want that poor dog in there during the show. I would have done that even.
That was before.
They had to pre-record that, yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm happy you called that out. That was great.
That dog is a phenomenal actor. I know you didn't watch that movie either, but that dog had to act like it was overdosing on, I forget what it was, some kind
Oh,
of
I don't.
medication. It was rough, but it lived, and obviously the real dog lived. But
Okay, good.
uh, phenomenal actor, that dog. And he didn't even get to go in for
Well,
the
now
real
I'm
show.
sad. I I was just gonna say, good segue because like next year my goal is to watch every single Best Picture nominee.
Yes, you should. And I'm sad that you mentioned that because this is the first year that I did not hit it. I saw every single acting and I saw 9 of the 10, but I could not watch The Zone of Interest without renting it for $20 and I refuse. It's not even a movie I want to see, so I'm not going to pay $20 to rent it. I could
Oh,
have caught it in theaters at some
I
point, but
do
yeah.
I do really want to see that one.
I I'm interested in it and like I will watch it now. It's a cheaper rental now, 2 days after the Oscars, so I'm kind of annoyed about that.
I
But
would not want to. No, I wouldn't want to pay $20
yeah,
to do that.
I was so close, but I'm like, who am I doing this for? Just me? Like I'm not trying to prove myself to anyone. No one's gonna ask me. Like I don't need to kill myself over checking all these boxes for the whatever sixth, seventh year in a row.
We'll do that for next year for
Hmm.
sure,
Yeah,
and then we'll do like we could even review them.
I would love to.
Predictions. Predi- Predictions episode would be fun.
Yes, I would love to do that. I always find it stressful right before the Oscars too, because I'm like trying to make sure I watch all these movies. Some of them I don't even want to see, uh, and yeah, I guess I took the stress off myself a little bit this year. But you mentioned Robert Downey Jr. has been uh doing Iron Man for half of your life, and I was gonna say me too because I I'm turning. This is the last show before I turn 30, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm a little
Welcome
bit.
to the
I
club.
think I'm a little bit messed up about it. I keep thinking about
Yeah.
it. Taylor keeps saying things like mentioning 30 and how old I am, and it kind of sucks. Although I always hear 30s
I
are not
mean,
bad, so
I can speak. I can literally speak to that.
yeah.
I so I just turned 32 a couple months ago, and about 2 years ago, I also felt the same way. It's definitely a little bit. It's like, whoa, I wasn't, but now that's a new decade. And the last time that you started a new decade, you were like, can't wait till I turn 21. And
Yeah.
now you're like, slow down, slow down. We're here not trying to speed up. We're trying to slow down.
Yeah.
Being 2 years in, 30s are my 30s. Oh, 30s, I think in general, way better than 20s.
Okay,
I
good.
do not want, I am so happy I'm not 20 anymore. Like, uh, it's it's hard to like put exactly into words, but I'm like getting comfy.
Yeah.
Like, all right, here we go. Okay. This is good. Also, we're still very young.
I
We don't
know.
have to like be old until I asked my grandma this and I've read stuff like most people don't feel old till they're 70.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
It's pretty good. And we may even get a little bit more,
I
knock on wood, all things considered.
right, with technology hopefully. I do spend an upsetting amount of time just kind of calculating in my mind like percentages of my life, and I'm like, "Hmm, how long does 10 years feel? Pretty long. So 10 more years, I'll only be 40." And that theoretically could be half, maybe not even half of my life. Like, so that's not too bad. But yet, somehow, for some reason, the last couple days of my 20s just is weighing on my brain.
Oh,
And
yeah. I I don't think there's anything you can think through like that reality is that reality and every milestone is when you're right there, it's real. And I've now been at my work for 9 years
that's
and
crazy.
we now have people that are as young or younger than me when I started
Yeah.
and they called me old and man that happened fast. But they're also wrong and dumb 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
just like everybody that's 22, just like I was when I was 22.
Yeah.
Because that's time. That's just how it works. But I did think that was really funny. I wasn't actually bothered by it, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay, fine.
God, that's so weird. I only have one touchdown to that, and while I was working at Sports Chalet, and I was 21, and my like department
No
boss
way.
was my department boss was 30, and I mean I didn't think he was old, but I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
I guess I was surprised he was 30. He seemed closer to me, but the fact that he was 30, I'm like, now that's about to be me. So,
Like, you're an adult.
yes, exactly. Yeah,
You're a real
30,
adult.
30 feels like you don't have an excuse to not be adulting anymore. And I feel like I'm not
Yeah.
yet, and I haven't figured that stuff out yet. So I think that's just what's scaring me. I had this goal that like I want to know what I'm doing with my life by the time I turn 30, and I kind of do. And I'm not going to speak to that yet on the show until it actually like follows through, but I'm like I'm close. I'm not going to hit that mark. I'm not going to be ready for it by the time I'm 30 cuz that's in 3 days, but yeah, I think I'm just setting myself up for
Can I
disappointment a
give you a
little bit.
secret?
Yeah.
You never know what you're doing.
It seems like people do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
That was the best. That was the best advice. One of my professors gave me in community college. He's like, uh, you don't need to know where you're going. You don't need to know why you're here. But he said, but the fact that you're here, that's good.
Yeah.
And like, just put one foot in front of the other. You're doing something.
Yeah.
And that has stuck with me ever since, because I spent so much time being like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, just do stuff. And that's why I'm happy we're doing this again.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Me too. Yeah. Just
And
this makes me happy too. Like even if this isn't paying the bills or anything, like this makes me feel like I'm doing what I want to be doing at least.
yeah, maybe one day it will. We're gonna keep pushing this. And I don't know. I feel like if you just keep doing, something will happen.
Yeah. 100%.
That's just how it is.
The
So
the thing that's super weird to me is this is sad because I actually don't remember how old he is, but I'm at least 3 years older than my dad was when he had me, and that's super weird to me. Like, how is he doing that?
that's our generation.
Yeah.
A lot of things has changed. My mom randomly called me at work the other day. She's like, "Hey, how are you?" And she's like, "I just had a thought. Uh, when I was your age, I had a 10-year-old." I was like, "Cool.
What's your point?
Thanks for that." No, I mean, it was just so random. I've thought
Whoa.
about that. I thought about it more before,
Yeah.
but she was young. We're pretty close in age. She that was another thing she called me. She's like, "Did you know when I'm 70, you're gonna be 50?" And I was just like, "Cool."
That's
Like,
kind of crazy.
not
Yeah.
there yet.
Yeah. Is that her
Not there yet.
kind of elbowing you to be like, when are you gonna have that kid, or is she just telling you a shower thought that she had?
Oh, she asks all the time.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, she asks all the time. I actually, from everybody I've talked to, I think 30s are good age nowadays. Like, there's pros and cons to everything, but our generation, just, we have a different world that we're moving through, and I don't know. We're doing our best. I ain't too worried about it.
No, I'm not either.
We'll make it work.
We're all doing
Plus,
it
I
together.
know that's the thing that always gets me. Like, I don't know when I realized this, because I think when you're young everything just kind of is. But I feel like the older I get, the more little Daisy's here.
Oh.
The more I just got a haircut. She has her new collar on. Anyways, I think the one that got me was Kobe, losing him.
Yeah.
Because that was just like, what? That doesn't make sense. And then realizing like, damn, my kids will never get it. They won't fully understand. I can teach them about Kobe, but they just won't fully, because we lived with him.
Yeah.
Like that was our time. And even LeBron, oh my God, what he's doing, not to like go too crazy, but like, bro just hit 40,000 points. That ain't never going to happen again. At least of not in our lifetime.
I had forgotten that he is the highest point scorer in the league. Like that, I still thought he had like Wilt to pass or something like that, you know? That's, or whoever it is that was second place, I forget, but that's insane that he's not only number one, but he's blasting through the ceiling of what that point total is going to be.
Yeah, it's not even close. Like, it's insane. It's really funny how quiet Maya is walking right now. She's like, creep, creep, creep. It's really funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's never been done. It'll probably never be done again. The stats on like what other people would have to do to get close, it's stupid. And we're witnessing it, and like we get to witness it.
Yeah. Didn't
get to watch Jordan, but like you just gotta appreciate whatever's around and just enjoy what you can. Like the 1975.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. A year long before we were born. Like our kids will be listening to the 2003.
Ugh.
I know, it doesn't sound as good.
2003 is 21-year-olds now. 2003 kids can drink.
I set myself up for that one.
They can drink.
That's wild. But yeah.
Let's take a quick little break. I'm just going to say, if you're enjoying the show, you can support us on Patreon to be able to write into the show, get the shows early and ad-free, extended episodes, Patreon exclusive shows, and more. So go to patreon.com/HuberRebels if you haven't already. And for those of you that have, we'll see you in 2 seconds. If you like what we do, we'd really appreciate if you'd consider supporting us on Patreon. Now more than ever, small independent teams need all the help they can get, and we'd love to have you join the rebellion.
Joining us on Patreon can get you a wide array of perks, starting with our 1-star tier. Joining this tier will get you voting rights for Movie Madness, our weekly journey through an actor's entire filmography.
Our 2-star tier will give you extended episodes of the Huber Rebels podcast, Game Chat Tonight, and Movie Madness, both ad-free and a day early. Plus, you can write into those shows for a chance to have your questions and comments read on the podcast.
The 3-star tier delivers the most value with our Patreon exclusive shows. You will get a monthly episode of Crossword Struggle and Climbing the Ranks. And we have more exclusive shows planned to add even more value to this tier.
Next, as a 4-star Rebel, your name will be listed in an on-screen shoutout on each of our weekly scheduled shows.
Finally, you can be one of only 24 people to be considered a Founding Rebel. You will receive a limited edition Founding Rebel t-shirt. Your name will be read on each of our shows as a Founding Rebel, and you will forever be remembered as one of the very few people to truly help start the rebellion.
Visit patreon.com/HuberRebels for more information. Thank you so much for your support, and back to the show. Alright, hey, welcome back to the show. If you listen to that ad, sucks for you. But we're going to talk about some more stuff.
Yeah, so I know like that stuff was kind of heavy, but there was another type of heavy that I wanted to mention. I don't know if you saw, but the Starship Heavy launched this morning.
Yes, I heard about this.
And I saw that it was at 7 a.m., so I set my alarm for 6:45 or 7 a.m. And if it's Starship, I wake up like that. And I clicked it on at 7 a.m. and Starship was in orbit. And I was like,
Oh, cool.
7 a.m. Central.
That's me. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
central.
7 a.m.
Yep, I sure am.
So I paused. I paused and I reversed. And then I slept more.
Yeah.
And then I had a call at 8. So I had until 8 to like, do I want to get more sleep? Do I want to get up? So I eventually got up and then I watched like 10 minutes of it taking off. Oh, it was so beautiful.
I'm watching it for
All
the first time right now.
33 Raptor engines. All 33 Raptor engines firing
This does not look
perfectly.
real.
So no, so this was launch 3 and
The other two
launch
exploded, right?
1 bunch of well the first 2 exploded. Launch 1 a bunch of the engines were out. And then I don't think they even got it to separate and it just tumbled and exploded. Very cool.
Okay.
Launch 2 they actually got separation, still exploded.
Right.
Launch 1 also destroyed the landing pad. It took much longer to get going. Launch 2, they fixed that, etc. So obviously, they're going to keep getting better. This is only the 3rd launch.
That's the
Man,
thing.
that thing was
That's what I love about these things too. Is like those aren't failures. Like
perfect.
they learn stuff from that, you know. So that's what's so cool.
Depending on the news site you go to, it blew up. They failed, and it's like you don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
So, I watch Everyday Astronaut.
Okay.
He overlays on SpaceX's stream. His name's Tim something. I can't think of his name. He is like rocket engine genius, and he's actually gonna go fly. He's already been like invited or whatever to fly on Starship.
Oh wow. When?
He's gone to Starbase and filmed tours with Elon. Like
Yeah.
Elon knows who he is. This guy is legit.
Yeah.
Whenever it's ready for people.
Sure.
Still a while from now. So they go down there and record all these test flights. It's still a goal of mine to go, possibly when they launch people.
I would love to as well. Probably like a good ways into it being a thing, but I would do it.
That's why I think first launch with people or like to the moon
Yeah.
is what I'm targeting.
Oh,
So
really?
within the next 2 years.
That's the
Yeah.
Wait, you want to be on that? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying you want to be on the first launch to the moon. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No. I want to go watch it though.
Watch it.
Grew up watching the space shuttle.
I think you
Yeah,
cut out a little
no,
bit, and I straight up thought you were talking about getting on that ship. I'm like, oh, you're insane. You have
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm good. That needs to be. I barely like flying on airplanes. That thing needs to be very, very, very proven. But yeah, they launched it. It separated. Starship made it to space. The largest single object launched into space ever,
wow, that's crazy.
officially. The booster fell back down. Honestly, you got to watch it. Some of the most incredible shots of Earth I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like the cameras they have on this thing and the angles they're getting, and you see just the ocean. And it falling through the atmosphere and like the first layer of clouds and stuff. It's just incredible footage.
Did it land?
No, so the goal was to do a soft splashdown with the booster.
Okay.
I don't think that happened. They did that. You can see the grid fins moving and whatnot. But they'll figure that out for the next one. And then Starship kept going, but then something happened and it tanked out in the Indian Ocean.
Huh.
The original plan was for it to soft splash near Hawaii.
And it also is supposed to land back like on its butt, right?
So the goal is for the booster, the heavy booster, to go back to the tower that it launched from,
Yeah.
where there's giant arms that will catch it.
The booster.
The booster.
So
And then Starship will
yeah.
just land on its own.
Okay. But like straight up.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. So the one last piece is when Starship was re-entering. some of the coolest footage of heat and plasma live footage of it falling through the atmosphere,
Yeah.
where you see the plasma like morphing around it. It didn't look real. It looked like sci-fi. And it did make me think like, man, imagine being inside this thing and maybe being able to see that. Very cool.
Is it already kind of prepared? Like, do they have it on the outside kind of temperature treated so that like the inside of it is protected? Like that's all kind of set and good to go. That's cool.
They have the heat shield.
Yeah.
With the special tiles. So with the shuttle program, one of the biggest problems was the heat shield. The tiles, like they were complicated and they were ceramic and it caused problems. And the reason that Columbia exploded was a heat thing. I think there was a problem, got damaged going up, one of the heat tiles or whatever. And then they exploded on re-entry, which is just like, that's the one I remember. 2003, I want to say.
I remember that one too.
Somewhere around there. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need any more of that.
No. This is funny. I was talking to Taylor recently. I'm like, you know what's a crazy fact? No one's ever died in space. And she's like, that's not true. I'm like, yeah. Hold on. Don't think about it too hard yet. But I was like, yeah, no one's ever died in space. I'm like, who? She's like, I mean, I don't know, but someone for sure has died in space. I'm like, nah, like spaceships have blown up. People have died because of space, but like no one has ever expired out in space. And I look it up and like one Russian dude, no disrespect, I feel bad for you and your family, but one guy died out in space. I'm like, damn it, I was trying to prove a cool point and I forgot.
Early testing?
Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Who died in space?
You can literally, it's like who? Which guy? Which one person?
Next astronauts that died in space. Oh god. Wait, is it more than one? Oh god. The tragedy occurred during the Soyuz 11 mission on June 30th, 1971. How many deaths? Oh god.
Was it like in orbit?
I don't know what happened. I swear to God I saw something that said one person and now I'm seeing 15. So I was wildly wrong. But I guess I'm just like, where are they? You know? I feel like all humans are on Earth. Are there people just floating out in space? That's crazy. That's what I want to do.
Oh. Yes, you did mention that that's what you wanted to do. No, that's interesting. Like just... And do you decompose in space? Because decomposition comes from, like, Earth.
Do bodies decompose in a vacuum?
I don't think they do. Vacuum cleaner? You're going to be put on a serial killer list.
It says it will not decompose, or at least not very much. It's also going to be, like, frozen, right?
You'll be reanimated, though.
I could be. Yeah.
It's kind of genius.
Yeah, exactly.
How about get put in the next Tesla and shot out? Remember when they launched the Tesla?
Oh, in the car? Oh yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And then you're gonna wake up and you're gonna come back to it and you're gonna have a car. You'll be like, cool, let's go.
Honestly, I can't think of a better way to go than in a car in space. Like that's my dream. Those are two of my favorite things. That is my goal. If you're alive when I'm dead, please make sure that happens.
Oh my God, 100 years from now. We're very old.
Let's hope.
On the 15,000th episode of Cuba Rebels podcast.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be so many episodes. We're not even to 50. You know that?
I just picked a random.
We have one more. The next episode will be the 50th, but we're not even to 50 yet.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We had to wait until you turned 30.
There we go. Yeah. What a celebration.
Wait, actually we should stop and do the next one when we both turn 50.
We took a 2-year break and then we're going to take a 20-year break. I love that.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. It's incremental. Last thing on space, I went to watch the Liverpool game last weekend in Pasadena, and we were driving on the freeway. And I
Cool.
went with my coworker, and he was driving. And while he was driving, we're on the 110. All of a sudden, I go, ah! And he was like, "What the hell, man? Like, you scared me." And I was like, "It's the space shuttle. Like, you can see it." So I knew they put it vertical, but you literally drive on the 110
Oh,
north, and there's a giant orange exhaust because it's vertical at the science center, and they're building the museum around it. But they
really?
got it. It's all vertical and everything. It's really really cool looking. Yeah,
Wow, that's awesome. That has taken so long for them to
yeah.
build that whole museum because I think we saw the shuttle in the hangar when it was laying down flat 10 years ago, I think, almost.
Who?
Me and my parents and my grandparents. Like we
I
went,
I went with Maya right when I met her.
yeah,
We went on a date there, like pretty early on, and saw it horizontal. Yeah, crazy how long it's been.
yeah. And I remember, I think even then they had a board that showed the plan for the vertical
Yep.
uh, exhibit, and that's cool. I can't
I,
wait to see that.
I'm pretty sure they've been talking about building an expanded space center since I went with my school as an elementary school kid.
Wow. I
And they still had a McDonald's at the science center.
yep, I remember that. I remember being at El Camino on the day that they were flying it around, and my dad called me. He's like, "Do you see
I have
it?"
a picture of that.
And I ran out and I saw it fly right
Yeah.
over. That was awesome.
I have a picture right out on the street
Yeah,
of it right down the street flying over.
that's
That was
so
really cool. And
awesome.
my mom has a picture when she was in DC at the time, and they flew the one out there over
Yes,
DC. So
yeah.
she's got some cool pictures.
What a cool thing. We do cool stuff sometimes. Can you believe a space shuttle is just on the back of an airplane and they're just taking it on a tour of LA and Hollywood?
It's really amazing. I always wanted to go to a space shuttle launch, and that's why I really really want to go to a Starship launch. Because dude, that thing shakes the world.
Well,
It's the most powerful rocket. It's not even close.
I would, yeah. I want to experience that. I want to feel that. I remember, I don't know what kind of launch it was. I think it was some kind of SpaceX launch. This was maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And
You're gonna make me sad.
there was this like blue thing in the sky and it started getting bigger and it had a tail. And I was freaking out, man. I did not know what it was. I thought it was alien stuff. Like, more than 50% of me was like, I think something really terrible is happening right now. And I called my dad and he went outside. He's like, I don't know what that is. Like, I genuinely have no explanation for what this could possibly be. And then we found out there was some SpaceX launch, and there was just something perfect with the atmosphere that gave it this weird
I wish
color
you'd
and
called me.
glow. I must have told you.
I know if you had called me, I would have been like, "Oh my god, I forgot,"
Okay.
and then I would have seen it. I've still been waiting to see that. It's so what it is they do it just after like sunset. So at that elevation, it's still the sun is still hitting it, and so it does this weird light effect.
Yeah. Ah, that's so
They've
crazy.
done it like one or two other times, and I've missed all of them.
Did I say Tesla, by the way?
And
Did I
it
say a
definitely
Tesla launch?
no, you said SpaceX.
Okay, good. Um, yeah, it
Uh,
looked very
but
scary.
they definitely cause car crashes
Yeah,
because people look up and freak
I'm
out and
not
then crash.
surprised because people probably thought we were being invaded. So, I mean, people are idiots
They're
when they're
just like, "What is
driving,
going
but
on?"
in a certain way, I don't blame them. So, oh man.
Yeah,
What's up with the Roadster? Is it available to people
dude, have you
or
not heard?
no?
Bro. So we watched the last Unveil event like in 2017,
Yeah,
and it's just been MIA. Well, Elon popped on Twitter recently,
as he
and he's
does.
like, "We've been working on it.
Yeah.
Unveil is going to be later this year, and it now goes 0 to 60 in less than a second." And it's basically like a partnership with SpaceX. I don't understand what this thing is going to be.
That is absurd.
Yeah,
Nothing
kind of
does
dumb.
even close to that, right?
I think it's like maybe just under two, or
Oh
just
my
over two,
God.
and it's like some modded car. Sorry, excuse me.
the I can't even pronounce this. Koenigsegg Gemera is the world's quickest production car that hits 0 to 60 within 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my
And I think
god.
maybe there's a modded car that's like 1.6 or something.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I feel like we always have a timeline of his exciting things, and it always ends up being like triple the timeline, but he always is kind of putting extravagant, crazy stuff out there, so I understand. But maybe we'll see Mars
Sure.
by the time we die. Who knows?
Oh, wait, see it like with our eyes or see people there?
See people there.
Oh, 100% we're going to see that
You
within
think?
15 years.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
I know, but things
Mark it
always get
down.
stretched out.
Whatever podcast episode this is. Yeah, yeah, but it'll happen within 15 years because there's a lot of people pushing for that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need to harp on more space stuff. We'll wait, but just keep checking in. Things are gonna get exciting.
Yeah. Keep your eyes in the sky.
Well, so I mentioned I went to that Liverpool game.
Oh, I was
Obviously,
gonna
I'm
ask you.
wearing my
Yeah.
Liverpool jersey
Yeah.
right now because they played today. Absolute domination. They
Nice.
scored 4 goals in the first 13 minutes.
Oh my God. Wait, who'd they play?
A Czech team. It's the Europa League, so it's like inter-European competition.
Okay.
The second tier of that because they finished 5th place last year, so they're not in the Champions League, which is the top tier European competition where all the different countries play each other.
Yeah.
Clubs from the different countries play each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just absolutely smoked them. It was like FIFA on the easiest difficulty. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense.
What was the final score?
Yeah, they won 6-1.
Nice.
So on aggregates, they won 11-2 because it was 2 legs. You play one away and one home.
Right. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they dominated. They so the match I went to see was against Man City, which is another top team, and first time that I've gone out like for a game,
Yeah.
and definitely we will be going to a game when if you're here and they have a big game. It's oh my god, it's whew,
So
it was something.
I understand because obviously there's fan bases around the world, but why that game at the Rose Bowl? Like, it's
Not Rose Bowl.
wait, where was it?
I went to a pub in Pasadena.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Did not go to the game.
You made it
No,
sound like
they
you
were very
went to
much
a game.
playing in Liverpool.
Okay, okay, okay.
No, they were very much
Especially
playing
you
in
saying
Liverpool.
Pasadena, I'm like, well, I mean, if
Yeah.
there's going to be a big soccer game, it's going to be at the Rose Bowl, so I get it. But okay, gotcha. Because they will do that sometimes.
hope
Won't they
Liverpool
like
comes.
they have don't they have
Saw-
European teams that come and play at the Rose Bowl sometimes?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I saw Barcelona there
Yeah.
play against Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, against
None
Galaxy.
of the big players came though.
Got
Yeah.
it.
That was funny.
Was it okay? If none of
but
the
yeah,
big players
I'm-
came, was it close? Or did
It
they?
was.
Did
It was a good game.
okay, cool. That's awesome.
Oh, it was a good game. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no. So this pub in Pasadena, Lucky Baldwin's, awesome place, and it's like a Liverpool supporter club,
Cool.
like in Los Angeles, one of two, I think.
Yeah.
So I will be dragging you there to experience watching some big match.
I'm down.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It was, oh my God. 8 a.m. Guinnesses or 9 a.m.
Oh.
Guinnesses, I guess.
Super down. I'll be doing that in a couple days. I love that. That sounds great.
There you go. On Nitro.
I gotta find my team. You gotta help me find my team. I'm down. I wanna get into it. I feel like I need
Yeah,
another
man.
one. I
It's
feel like I
so
need
good.
another one.
No,
Maybe.
get into it, Liverpool. So you gotta vibe. Like these teams have identities,
Yeah.
and you gotta like find the fan base and the club that you like connect with. But right now, let me just confirm. So that's not right. So our keeper, who is Brazilian, has been injured, and he's the #1 keeper in the world. Our backup keeper is. Am I good? Okay. Uh, like maybe the best backup keeper,
Yeah.
and he's like good enough to be a top keeper, and he's Irish.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cowaman Kelleher, dude, this guy has been incredible.
That's awesome.
Like, oh my god. So the thing that sucks is the manager is leaving at the end of the season. Jurgen Klopp. He's German. He's been there since like 2015, and he is amazing. But there's hopes they're gonna get somebody else really cool. So, you're welcome to go for another team, but Liverpool's the best.
I'll look into
cool.
it.
They're a working class city. They play their stadium is called Anfield.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best. And it was built in 1889.
That's insane.
And they just keep making it better and better. They added like all these brand new stands, and it now has the like fourth highest capacity in the Premier League.
Wow.
They just finished a new stand this year, so it's now like my dream is to like go. And before every match, they have an anthem that they sing, and it's like the best song ever. It's iconic. Like it's just I'm obsessed. Like I'm so obsessed. Like it's ridiculous. I wore this on a call today because they were playing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad
so.
you mentioned earlier we should have a sports segment of the show, and I was like, yeah, let's get Robin to come in and talk about sports. I'm like, what am I talking about? You are very passionate about the sports you're passionate about. Not necessarily football all the time, but like you can talk about at least 2 sports for a very long time. So yeah, we'll have a sports segment here and there. I'll find a team. I promise I will. Maybe it'll be Liverpool. What's Maya's team?
Technically her team is Italian.
Okay.
Juventus.
Yeah.
But all the other leagues suck now. And it's really just the Premier League. All the players have gone to the Premier League because that's where all the money is at. So I also support Juventus. That's her Italian team. Her brother is a Arsenal fan. Has been his whole life. I thought about they're just not my team. They're just not my vibe. I don't really have any hate against Arsenal. The only team I really hate is Man City and Man U. So I will hate you if you pick either of those teams.
Okay.
I won't hate you. I'll hate your club. Man City has been dominating. They've won 3 in a row of everything. It's a bunch of money that got pumped in, and they've just been taking everything. It's ridiculous. And that's who they played. It was Liverpool against Man City.
Okay.
And dude, it was the most stressful thing. Oh my god, just every play. It was insane. It was insane. When they scored, the entire place was like rocking. Like scored on a penalty to start the second half. It was insane. But I told Maya, I was like, you have to be a Liverpool fan. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we're going to Anfield. We're doing the whole thing. So, because she didn't really have an allegiance, so I sucked her in.
Do you still follow Galaxy at all, or you kind of all into the football now?
So, Galaxy was my entry point.
Yeah, a valid entry point.
But I went to. I mean, yeah, I literally went to the Cup when they won.
Yeah.
Donovan was like 10 feet in front of me.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
The problem is like, I went to my work. We partnered with LAFC, and I went to a game, and their LAFC is very good. I don't like them, but they're very good. And I was just like, this is not good soccer. Like, this is kind of hard to watch. Like, they're good. What these guys do in the Premier League is insane. Punting a ball all the way down the field and just catching it with your foot and sprinting, like I don't understand how they do it. So, yeah. That's all I'll say. On that.
Well,
but
the reason we're talking earlier about
football,
having a sports segment is I just I guess last episode I gave a herpy to LA Sports for signing Shuhei and Jim Harbaugh, different teams obviously, but my pride and joy, my passionate team, the Chargers, have done some upsetting things, and I in a way can understand why they're happening, but we've lost 3 of our best players in the last 5 days, 2 of which I have jerseys of, and now I don't know what to do. But Austin Eckler is now a Washington Commander. He's been looking to get out for a couple years now. He agreed to 1 more year, but they weren't paying him enough and weren't willing to extend his contract for the amount of money that he wanted. So he was itching to leave, which makes me sad because he's my favorite of all time.
He joined the military?
Yes. Yeah, he's going overseas. He's done with football. Oh my God. This past training camp, I saw him, and because Taylor lived walking distance from where they did training camp, so it was so awesome. Like I would go over there, I would go to training camp, and then I'd just stop by. So I went this last time, and Austin Eckler, he signed my jersey, and as he was walking away, I said, "Go Wild Aces," and he was like, "Hey, yeah, go Wild Aces," even though he doesn't have anything to do with them anymore either. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he pulled out too. So I still love him. I'll always love him. I have his Wild Aces jersey too, but that makes me so sad. Then,
yeah, I couldn't believe he left. But 2 things. 1, I found my T-shirt when I was going through all my stuff. My Wild Aces T-shirt. I was like, "Hey, let's go champs!"
Yes.
2, it was right behind IKEA.
What?
The training facility.
That's their training facility, and then the training camp is just right up the road.
Okay.
But yeah, that training facility is literally right next door to where I was gonna be going to that coding school. They were building the facility there, but they didn't finish it in time, so they sent us to Burbank, and that I was gonna have to be driving a lot either way, but
oh wow.
I was hoping dude, if I finish the school, I'll go knock on the Chargers door and say give me a job, but that didn't quite work out. And now they're going to El Segundo. But next, I know this is not interesting to a lot of people probably who are not Charger fans or even football fans, but
fill me in.
Then we got rid of Mike
Chargers
Williams.
I was just gonna say I'm literally a Chargers fan because of you and Robin. That was my entry point.
Yeah.
2004 LT, Rivers, Gates. Rivers was my GOAT.
Yeah.
We do have another good quarterback, but I haven't been able to follow along, so that's why I want to know what have they been doing. So they got rid of Eckler.
We got rid of Mike Williams, who is maybe my favorite receiver that we've ever had. He came from Clemson. I was watching him at Clemson because I was a big Clemson fan. I mean, I knew of him there, and then he blew me away with the Chargers because every single game he had an unbelievable, mind-blowing catch, but he could not stay healthy. He got injured way too much. I blame Staley for starting this road that he went down because he played him in the last week before the playoffs, and that's why we lost that playoffs game to the Jaguars. I'm just going to say that. And then last year he got hurt in week 3, I think. So he's just way too fragile, and they weren't willing to pour that much money into him going forwards. Harbaugh has a lot of restructuring that he's doing, I guess, and I understand that. He won a championship, so I know he knows what he's doing, but it hurts. And I was telling my dad that both of them were gone, and he's like, well, I guess it's time for a Keenan jersey, right? And yeah, well, I'll get a Keenan jersey because he's definitely not going anywhere. He's the most senior person on the Chargers by a good bit, I'm pretty sure.
He's probably the last person from when I last watched.
That's crazy.
Think about
I can't believe how long he's been. 13 years or something he's been on the Chargers. Something around there. I mean, he was with Rivers for a long time. And Robin texted us earlier tonight that we sent him to Chicago because we asked him to take a little bit less money, and he said no. I read because he's just before he was about to get a bonus, a $5 million roster bonus or something, and I guess they wanted to save that $5 million too, and they traded him to Chicago for a 4th round pick, which I just find
that's what
I find insulting.
I don't get it.
I completely understand them asking him to take more money because I think everyone should at least be asked if they're willing to take less money to help the good of the team. You're making a ton of money. You can make a few less $1 million, I think. But the second he says no, you just ship him off, and he's like the most loyal person we've had. That's crazy to me.
Well, maybe they got confused by your loyalty and they were like, fine, we'll send him to you.
I am so pissed that he's coming here. I'm not gonna see him. That just makes me sad.
I can't believe it. It's so weird, but I did see he's literally my age. He's about to turn 32.
Oh wow.
That's kind of up there.
Oh yeah, especially for a receiver.
And yeah, who was it that Robin said they were gonna get?
I hadn't heard of this guy, but he was telling us about Malik Neighbors. I don't know what school he comes from. Let me see real quick. Malik Neighbors. Apparently one of the like highest scouted receivers in a long time. LSU he's coming from. So I'm all for it. I know there's great receivers out there. I know we're probably going to draft some really good people because we have a lot of good draft picks now.
Okay.
I just don't. I was so excited when Harbaugh came because I can see the potential to win a championship for the first time in a long time. Like, actually. But I wanted to do it with these guys. I don't want to do it with just new people. I don't even necessarily want to do it with Herbert. Like, I do. I don't want to get rid of Herbert, but I don't have the connection with Herbert as much as I have with these guys who have been around longer than him. So now it's like Herbert, who's like kind of new, but hasn't proved himself to me because I think he's a little wishy-washy. And now we're going to have these freshmen, not freshmen because that's a school thing, but you know what I mean? First year people come in and...
No, I think I like that. Rookie.
Yeah, rookie. Duh, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know. Makes me sad. But
I like the freshman word, though.
Yeah.
These froshies.
You're
whatever
fresh.
They call them.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, I get you. It's the changing of the guard. It's
yes.
I've been through that with the Lakers now, and it's always awkward. I mean, I literally said when Rivers leave. Well, I said two things. I said if they leave San Diego, I ain't watching anymore.
Yep.
I held up to that.
Yep.
But then I was like, Rivers is there, so I guess. And then Rivers left, and I was like, I have nothing left.
Yeah.
But Keenan Allen was still there, and I do like Herbert. He's kind of like, think who I would. I gotta watch more. And now that Harbaugh's there, like that does excite me. So I'm hoping this next season I might watch a few games.
I hope I can report because I want to be back in LA and I'll be going to the games actually, and it's an exciting time. So I hope
SoFi is a cool place.
It's a very cool place. I love going there. What was the last time?
Maybe we can go swimming in the lake.
Oh no, let's not do that. Bad things happen when you swim in Rivers Lake, unfortunately.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Like
after Philip?
Yeah. Which is weird because he didn't play there, I don't think. Did he? He might have played 1 year there. I don't think he did, actually. Because I think he went to the Colts.
No, he has.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Was COVID the first year at SoFi? Or the second?
Oh my god. Okay. It's named that because of the Chargers Reddit.
Okay. That makes sense, but like if you go to Google Maps, it says Rivers Lake.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They started it and
Okay.
it took over and now it's a thing.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. But people swim in it and die, which is sad.
2 people?
Yeah. One just happened, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's the second one. I like the first one. I don't like it, but it's like he wandered into it.
Yeah, they always say that. Not sure why he was in the lake. Well, I don't think there's a good reason ever for it. Anyways.
Whatever. That's wild. But yeah, we can have a football segment and it'll cover both of us.
Football and football. I was always confused in Ted Lasso. There were real teams in that, right?
Yes, only their team was not real. AFC Richmond is not a real team.
But everything else was real. Like West Ham is a
Mhm.
real team.
Yeah,
Huh.
they're one of the 4 London teams.
Cool. I like that. They did a good job of making
Yeah.
AFC Richmond feel like a good, like established team too.
Oh, and you gotta see how relegation and promotion worked,
Yes.
which is wild.
I still get confused what all the different leagues and tiers are called,
Oh,
but I understand how it works kind
don't
of.
worry about them. I can't even keep track of them all like yet. It's Premier League Championship 2, da 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 da. I don't have them all down yet. I'm focused on top one.
I think even
It'll
Ted
come.
says that at the end. Yeah, at the in the very last episode, I think Ted finally gets how relegation stuff works, or what the yeah. He's like, so we're in championship, but if we get demoted, we'll be in premier. Like he says something like that, and it doesn't make sense because it's totally
Yeah,
backwards. And they're like, yep. So
yeah, we've been watching that. But low key, I just told Maya we might have to start watching Clone Wars again
oh, from the beginning.
from the beginning. I've been watching the prequels
Okay,
while we build all of our furniture. I just
cool.
kind of throw Star Wars on, and I just love the prequels.
I love them so
I just had to
much.
give them another shout out.
Yeah.
Like I'm on Revenge of the Sith. Anakin just started killing children. Or no, he already killed them. They just got onto Bail just picked everybody up.
Yeah.
Um and I'm just like, you know what? I might just start over again. Just right back to 1.
Hell yeah. You watch the
I don't know why.
prequels
I'm
so
just
much, it's crazy. I love it. It's not crazy bad. It's just
that's no, it is crazy. That's what I realized. I was like, I just keep watching these movies. I don't
yeah.
understand.
I don't watch them that often. I
Um
maybe watch them once a year, but I'm always happy when I do.
I That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, I guess this is my go-to right now. Um
Now, when we do climbing
but
the ranks, the first episode, are we finally going to do Star Wars? Is that going to be the first one? Or do we need to ease into
maybe
it
or
a little bit?
maybe we build to that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Because we ranked
If
Star Wars
anybody has any
once.
recommendations, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say if anybody has any recommendations, like let us know. What do you want us to rank? Star Wars, sandwiches, Marvel, pizza, whatever.
Anything,
Sports,
anything that doesn't even have to like
cities,
have a definitive end. It's just we can do it in chunks. We just want to start ranking things. I like sandwiches. That's a great
words that
that's a great
start with the
call.
letter A.
Ass.
Where would you put apple? I was gonna go, that's number 1, obviously.
Why
So I
not?
was like, let me throw apple out there.
Awesome.
That's pretty
Aqueduct.
good.
I like aqueduct.
And and right there we got 26 different categories.
You're
Favorite
right.
words that start with the letter B.
See, I was thinking about this. I'm like,
But
we might have to start making climbing the ranks more than just a monthly show because it's gonna take way too long to get through some of these things if we only do 12 episodes a year. Like, it'll take us over 2 years just to do the alphabet.
I'm gonna give a shout out. That's a KFAF
Yes.
type deal.
Yeah. I can't wait to do that.
We'll do it every podcast like this. Or I take that back. Every climbing the ranks, we'll do it once a week. We'll have a main thing that we're ranking, and then we'll also include one letter
Okay.
word.
Got it. Yes.
So it'll take that whole whatever, just to do one. We'll do one word a week or a
Oh
month or
my
whatever it
god.
may be.
I'm super down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ranking the letters, the alphabet letters.
Um, last thing I did want to say was though having watched the prequels, it has made me very excited to play Battlefront.
Yes. Oh, speaking of which, go to the Huber Hangouts channel where we will have a video of us booting that up for the first time. It just came out yesterday, I think. And yeah, I can't wait because
Yeah.
I never played the originals. I remember friends having it on PSP, and I would like watch, and I was like, I don't think I was allowed to have them at the time when they were out. I wasn't allowed to play like shooter
Guns.
games. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
never experienced the original Battlefront games.
I can't wait. They're so much fun. They're so good.
Better than the new ones?
I'm going to be hyped. 100%.
That's
Not
so
even
crazy.
close.
Yeah.
Every time I play the new ones, I'm like, why isn't this like the old ones? And
That's
this is
awesome.
like the old games, but like you don't have to play it on PS2. So it's 64 people. It's all the people like me that grew up with it, and the people like you that always wanted to play it, all getting to play it in this modern setting. Online, it didn't have online. I played against computers, against bots.
Yes, that's amazing.
But dude, classic maps, classic battles. Like I want to dive in and just see what all the options are.
Yep.
Hero battles, where you aren't, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just very excited.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm glad we got it. I'm glad it wasn't like crazy expensive too. It's
Yeah.
Is it a remaster? They kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Cool.
Yeah, it's cleaned up.
Yeah. And it's both
Not
games.
a remake. Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, we're getting blessed with the remasters and remakes.
100%.
What? There was one game I was just thinking of the other day that I desperately need to be remastered, and now I can't think of what it is. And this is, I guess, going to be bonus content because this is incredibly boring. But what the hell was it?
Well, no, you're gonna have to come up with that, and on next episode, you'll have to tell us what it is.
I will tell you next episode.
/ in the post show.
But I will tell you in the post show. Great tease. But that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you've been listening, you can find our YouTube channel, Huber Rebels, where we have weekly episodes of the Huber Rebels podcast, Movie Madness, and Game Chat Tonight, as well as our channel, Huber Hangouts, as I just mentioned, where we post weekly gaming VODs. If you've been watching us, you can watch us on... I messed that up. If you've been watching us, you can find us on your favorite podcast streaming sites. Please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and reviewing wherever you prefer to consume our content. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can support us by going to patreon.com/HuberRebels, where we're about to record our post show, like you just said. But I've got nothing else. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
Until next time.
Peace.
Now, welcome to the rebellion.
Welcome to the rebellion, but also peace. Peace again among all worlds.
Peace and rain confetti.